Hello, College of the Desert students. Wendy Ansley here, kinesiology professor. I have little Hero sitting with me today. He's always my yoga cheerleader. Today, our theme is inhale love and exhale gratitude. On the four corners of the mat, we will dive in and explore a well-rounded yoga flow. I always have my props nearby. I like to journal each week, and this week I was journaling aspects of love and aspects of gratitude. A quote that I'd like to share with you all is, "Do small things with great love," by Mother Teresa. Do small things with great love. We are all biologically, cognitively, physically, and spiritually wired to love and belong. We have a need for this. We want to live in love, act in love, and love with intention. These are all forms, when living in love, acting in love, loving with intention, these are all forms of spiritual enlightenment. Now, I challenge you to address and work on changing habitual negative patterns such as negative thinking, living in anger, fear, and bitterness. I challenge you to address those and add in love. We each have the capacity to give love, receive love, to be in the flow of love. And that goes back to that quote, doing small things with great love, too. The flow of love. Whether you're making a meal for someone, do it with love. Sometimes cleaning, doing it with love. Helping a neighbor, doing it with love. Inhaling love, exhaling gratitude. Gratitude is a work of the heart. With love comes gratitude. Love and gratitude leads to spiritual growth and a connection to the world. Remember, gratitude is the parent of all virtues. So as we dive in to inhale love, exhale gratitude, let us start with a wide-legged child's pose. Big Prasarita Balasana, big toes touching wide in those knees. Make room for the torso. The hands are about shoulder width apart. We're coming forward, sending those hips back and drawing the forehead towards the ground here, maybe a block if we need it, and drawing length in the spine. We're inhaling, we're exhaling through the nose, calming the mind. Breathe into any stiffness, any pain. We're going to walk the hands over to the right here, and we're really feeling kind of a release as we lower the forehead towards the ground here and the left side body, and we're also moving the spine laterally. As we walk the hands over to the left, I'm finding gratitude in these yoga postures here, these wide-legged child's pose. Feeling this release here in my right side body. Sending love and light to any areas of stiffness. Come back center. One last wide-legged child's pose here. Gently come out of this pose. We're going to come into a tabletop pose. Hands are under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're going to connect dynamic breath with movement. Let's start at first tucking those toes. On the inhale, we're going to lower the belly, feel the tailbone come out, gaze up and look up. On the exhale, press through the tops of the feet, round the back, draw that tailbone under the chin to the chest. Stay here several breaths. Again, let's tuck those toes. The tailbone comes up here, lower the belly, gaze up. Exhale, press through the tops of the feet. Tailbone comes under, we're rounding that back. Good. Dynamic spinal mobility. Let's come a little bit faster. Tuck those toes. Inhale, gaze up, look up, feel the tailbone come high. Exhale, draw that tailbone under, round the back. Inhale. Good. Come into this cow pose. Exhale, round the back. Good. Inhale, tuck those toes. Good. Lower the belly. Gaze up. Exhale, round the back. Several more. Inhale, gaze up, look up. Exhale, press to the tops of the feet, round the back. Tuck those toes. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, round the back. Draw that tailbone under. Good. Come into our tabletop pose here. Good. We're warming up still. We're walking those hands forward a few inches. Let's tuck those toes. Find our way into a first dynamic down dog. The hands are about shoulder width apart. The feet are about hip width apart. And we're dynamically kind of lubricating those joints here. Good. Coming into a static down dog. Press through those palms. Let's kind of spread those fingers. Root a little bit more in the index fingers and the inner edges of the hands. Let's continue to firm those thighs. Come into a little plank rolls here, little dynamic spinal mobility here. We're going to round the spine, drawing the belly, drawing the navel in, and drawing the shoulders over the wrists to a plank here, gazing forward and down. On the exhale, lifting those sitting bones, sending those hips back. Come into down dog. Inhale, round the spine, draw the navel in, shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, lead with those hips. Come into our downward facing dog. On the inhale, round the spine, draw the navel in, shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, send those sitting bones back, lift those hips, come into down dog. One more, draw the belly in, round the spine, shoulders over the wrists. Good. Exhale, come into our downward facing dog. Inhaling love, exhaling gratitude. What a beautiful combination. The feet come together for this transition into our low lunge here. So feet come together into down dog. Try to get the heels closer to the ground and firm those thighs. On the inhale, draw that left leg to hip height. toes pointed down. On the exhale, we're rounding that upper back. Draw the left knee to the chest and the nose. Place the left foot next to the left hand. Hands to those hips. A few dynamics. Inhale, beautiful Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Press through the top of the back foot, root through the four corners of the front foot. Let's scissor those hips. Draw length in the spine and release the back hip. Find the breath. Gently release. Hands to the hips. Frame the foot. Come into the runner's pose. Press those hands into the ground. Let's transition back to our Adho Mukha down dog. Press into those palms. Wrap those triceps behind you. Continue to firm those thighs. Breathe into any stiffness and any pain. Try to get the heels a little closer. Staying in down dog, but let's draw the feet together, heels a little closer to the ground as we prepare for this transition to low lunge. Inhale, draw that right leg up to about hip height, toes pointed down. On the exhale, let's draw the right knee to the chest and the nose. Round that upper back. Place the right foot next to the right hand. Lower the left knee to the ground. 1 to 2 dynamics. Inhale, beautiful low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Try to draw those palms together. Use the breath to feel that release in the back hip. And also draw length in the spine. Stay here several breath cycles. Beautiful, guys. Gently release, hands to the hips, frame the foot. Runner's pose. Press those hands into the ground. Let's walk it back into our downward dog. Let's do a cleansing breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Transition to Phalakasana plank. A little core awakening here. Let's draw the belly to the spine, dome that upper back, eye of the elbows forward. Head in line with the spine, gazing forward and down. Let's stay here a while, an isometric hold, building core strength. Hips are not too high, not too low. Good. Core strength. A little spinal mobility. We're going to gently lower the knees here. Explore Ashtanga Pranam, knees, chest, and chin. We're going to lead with the chest. Keep those elbows close to the sides, trying to get the knees, chest, and the chin all at the ground at the same time. Feel the tailbone come out and the chin come forward. We'll stay here several breaths. Shoulder blades rooted against the upper back. This pose symbolizes surrendering. Gently send those legs back. Let's keep the feet together here. Arms out like in a little T here, resting the forehead to the ground. Drawing a little length in the cervical vertebrae. Keeping the left hand by the side here, we're going to come onto the right side body here as we open up the shoulders. Good. Take the left hand behind, interlace those fingers, and come into a little shoulder opening. Beautiful. Gently release. Way to address those shoulders, guys. Forehead to the mat. Let's take the right hand by the chest. We're going to press into that left palm, and we're opening the shoulders. For many of us, it's simply just right here. But if you can, you're going to swim that right arm back, interlace those fingers, come onto the side body. Head is lifted in line with the spine, and feel that release of the shoulders and even that connection to the side body here. We'll stay here several breaths. Gently release. Hands by the chest. Come to that tabletop pose. Tuck those toes, lead with those hips. Find your way into, again, our Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Try to get the heels a little bit closer to the ground and continue to firm those thighs. But also knowing if the hamstrings are really tight, sometimes we widen the feet, sometimes we have to bend those knees, and just do you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, heels a little closer to the ground. Gazing between those hands here, we're going to mindfully come up on the balls of the feet, walk the feet towards the hands here. Good. Come into a little spinal twist. We're going to bend the right leg. If we need to place the right hand on a block or to the ground, whatever you can do here, and draw that left shoulder up. Shoulders are stacked, gazing up. Think about the heart coming towards the sky. So we have a little forward fold and a spinal twist here. Gently release, forward fold, spinal twist the other side. Gently bend that left leg. Place the left hand onto a block or to the ground. Draw that right shoulder over the left shoulder. Gaze up if the neck does not bother you. Feel that release in the upper and middle back. And if the neck bothers you, you can always just kind of look at the ground. Gently release, lower the right hand. Come into Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, either hands to the shins, the thighs, or the ground. Feel the tailbone come out, and good. Feel the tailbone come out, and yet the crown of the head coming forward, sternum and chest coming forward. Coming into some wrist therapy. If we need to bend the legs for this, we're going to gently come out of this pose. We're going to press the tops of the hands into the ground. Let's place them directly under the feet. We're gonna oppositional forces here. Lift those palms now, but press the feet into the palms. Bend those elbows and come into a little wrist therapy here. Good. Gently release. We're going to come into a forward fold. We're going to clasp those elbows and just kind of allow ourselves to be weighed down, feeling that release of the backside body. Come a little bit more to that midfoot. Gently bend those knees, swan dive up. Inhale, love. Exhale, gratitude, hands heart-centered. Remember, gratitude is the work of the heart. Open heart, love, leads to gratitude. Let's take a moment as the hands are at heart centered. Let's reflect upon the intention of this practice. Inhale love, exhale gratitude. Perhaps we have a friend, a family member who could use our kind energy today. Let's carry them in our heart. Let's offer our practice, our efforts, our intention to them today, both on and off the mat. Let's seal this intention by lowering the head to our fingertips. And gently look up. Beautiful, guys. Coming to more of the top edge of the mat here. We're going to move all over the mat here. We are. But we're going to start in Tadasana. Let's have the feet together, maybe feet about a little space about hip width apart here. I mean the heels, just a little space between the heels here. Let's awaken those arches and spread those toes. Pada Bandha, gather that energy. Inhale, upward salute. Let's clasp the right wrist and exaggerate this right hip to the side as we open the right side body. Let's gaze up and use the breath to really release that side body. Inhale and rise. That feels kind of magical, actually. A lot of our postures are designed today to come into a little lateral flexion and release to promote our spinal health today. Inhale, gather the energy up. Let's clasp the left wrist here and exaggerate that left hip to the side. Let's gaze up and use that breath to release the lateral side body. Inhale and rise. Let's bring the blocks. If you want to use a block or a strap, I'm going to invite you to kind of set those up here, maybe to the inside here if you were going to use them on this transition. I'll set some up just in case if I was going to use them. We're going to be exploring extended angles today, and so they're there to access, okay? From Tadasana, we're going to root through the four corners of the right foot. Let's draw those arms up and draw that left leg, bend that left leg and draw up just about hip height here, finding balance and strength. Draw the belly towards the spine. Find the driste, something to gaze at. Poetry in motion. Let's take that left leg back to a standing crescent moon, high lunge here, Ashtha Chandrasana. Draw those arms up. Back heel is lifted. Back leg is straight. Front knee over the ankle, belly towards the spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, kind of feel that release of the back hip. Moving all over the edge of the mat here, we're going to gently adjust that back foot to warrior two here, gazing over the right hand. Draw that right knee towards that pinky toe and feel the front of the pelvis broadening. Good. We're opening the hips here in Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale. Draw length in the spine. Exhale, sink those hips a little bit lower. On the exhale, extended angle Utthita Parsvakonasana. Draw the elbow or shoulder inside the knee. Notice I have a little bit of room here between my torso and my thigh. For some of us, if you want to use the block and grow the pose, drawing the block in the inside, arm over the head here. Good. This is where we're leveraging the torso rotation, heart towards the sky. On the inhale, we're growing the pose from the back foot, through the hips, through the crown of the head and the fingertips. The gaze is up or at the fingers. Draw the pinky towards us. Inhale and rise, Virabhadrasana 2 for strength. Sink a little bit lower and stability. Adjust this right foot. Here we are, Prasarita stance. Rotate those big toes in, press outer edges of the feet. Let's do a cleansing breath. Inhale, exhale. Warrior 2 on the left side. The left foot is pointed straight ahead. Good. Press outer edge of that back foot. Feel the opening here of the pelvis. Draw the left knee towards that pinky toe. Feel the hip opening. Gaze over the left hand. Extended angle, Utthita Parshvakonasana. Draw the left elbow or shoulder inside the knee. The knee, again, going towards that pinky toe, allowing a little bit of room between the torso and the thigh. On the exhale, maybe we sink a little bit lower. We grow this pose, drawing the arm over the head. Really draw top ribs back, bottom ribs forward, and grow this pose. From the back foot, through the hips, through the crown of the head, and the fingertips. Inhale and rise, Warrior 2. Sink a little bit lower, building stability and strength. On the exhale, circling those hands down, framing the foot, step back into plank. Good. Either partial chaturanga, gently lower the knees, or keep those elbows close to the side, bend those elbows, sternum and chest forward, shoulders in line with those elbows. Inhale, press through the tops of the feet, upward facing dog. Feet hip width apart, broaden the collarbones, gaze up, look up. Exhale, come over the tops of the feet, downward facing dog. Trying to get the heels closer to the ground. Gazing between those hands, we're going to walk the feet forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Try to stack the hips over the knees and the ankles. Gently bend the knees, swan dive up. Inhale, love. Exhale, gratitude, hands heart centered. Moving all over the mat again. Here we are rooting through the 4 corners of the left foot. We're going to draw that right knee up. Good. Building strength in that standing, balancing leg here of the left leg. On the exhale, we're sending that right leg back, poetry in motion, standing crescent moon, back heel is lifted, back leg straight and engaged. Draw those arms up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, let's sink a little bit lower. Release the back hip. Gently lowering that back heel for Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Front knee over the ankle. Hips over the foundation, or foundation over the hips, I want to say. Draw the left knee towards that pinky toe. Warrior 2, building strength and steadiness. On the exhale, extended angle again. Have a little bit of room between the torso and the thigh. Grow the pose. Once we can get into extended angle, do I maybe add this for students that have practiced before? Take the hand by the sacrum. This is where some of us might utilize a strap, either up high or low, and come into a bind. But we're not sacrificing the integrity. Most of us are in extended angle. Drawing the heart towards the sky, softening the shoulders. finding the breath. Inhale, come back up. Warrior two, sink lower. Adjust Prasarita stance. Cleansing breath together. Inhale. Exhale. Adjust that right foot, point it straight ahead. Warrior two. Press outer edge of that back foot. Good. Feel that hip opening. On the exhale, elbow or shoulder inside the knee. We're growing the pose here. Extended angle. Most of us are just here, leveraging this torso rotation. Drawing the left hand to the sacrum, threading that right arm underneath, clasping the hands, growing the bind here. Utthita Parshva Konasana with the bind, softening the shoulders, heart towards the sky. Gently release. Inhale and rise, Virabhadrasana 2. Circle those hands down. Frame the foot. Plank. Come into Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Let's do another vinyasa here. Come into a plank. Either we gently lower the knees towards the ground, or let's draw the sternum and the chest forward, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Those vinyasas, so beautiful. Continuing to build strength, here we are in a plank. Let's draw the feet together here, good. Let's draw the right hand center a few inches. And we're gonna adjust, pressing outer edge of the right foot. We wanna stack the wrists, the shoulders, ankles, hips all together. If we need to approach this, taking that left foot out with a kickstand, we can. But here we can, if we can, come directly into Vasisthasana. Stable right shoulder, lift the hip away from the ground, shoulder over the shoulder, shoulders packed and stacked here. Either gazing off to the side, eventually gazing up. Pillar, core strength. Gently lower the left hand. Here we are in plank. Draw the left hand center a few inches. Press outer edge of that left foot. Either take the kickstand approach, drawing that right foot out, right hand on the hip, stable left shoulder, or really press outer edge of that left foot. Push the hip away, stable left shoulder. Either gaze off to the side or gaze up, shoulder over the shoulder. Shoulder blades are packed and stacked. Continue to find stability in the breath. Gently lower the right hand. Come into a plank. So amazing. Send those hips back. Find your way into a downward facing dog. Side planks are so good. It's like a form of physical therapy for us, guys. For strengthen the shoulders, strengthen the hips, strengthen the core. Heels a little closer to the ground. in down dog here. Inhale love, exhale gratitude. Carrying your intention with you today. We're going to walk those hands back to the back edge of the mat. And we're going to swan dive up, upward salute. Inhale love. Exhale gratitude. Gratitude is a work of the heart. We're going to adjust the blocks. Great job, guys. If we need them. The more open our hearts are too, the easier it is to find forgiveness and find gratitude. Forgiveness even towards ourselves. Here we are at the back edge of our mat, continuing to explore this well-rounded flow. Feet are about hip-width apart. Pada Bandha, awaken those arches, spread those toes. Active legs. Even engage the Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor, draw the belly towards the spine. Inhale, draw those arms up. The shoulders are tight, we can keep them shoulder width apart or draw those palms together. On the exhale, we're swan diving down. And walking it out into a downward facing dog. Good. The breath is our friend to help us dive deeper into these postures and to do internal work within us. On the exhale, we're going to come into a runner's pose. We're going to draw the left knee to the chest and the nose. Place the left foot next to the left hand. The back leg is straight and engaged. Heel over the ball of the back foot. Either right palm to the ground or come onto those fingertips and come into a little reverse runner's pose. Come to the pinky toe side of that back leg. So we just feel a little internal rotation for the hips there. Good. Gently lower the right leg. And this is, we're going to clasp outer edge of that back foot. Draw the heel towards the buttocks. We're releasing the hip flexors here, those big quadricep muscles here. Again, try to draw the heel to the buttocks. I like to actually, for intermediates and advanced, take my hands over the toes here, flip the grip, close my eyes, and stay here several breaths. Gently release. Send those hips back. Come into a little halfway splits here. Press through that left heel. Beautiful. Draw the sternum and the chest forward. Shift that left heel forward. Good. Let's explore the splits at a deeper level. Some of us will take the blocks here, and that may help us dive in a little bit deeper. Honoring where we are, knowing that there's anatomical reasons and maybe not practicing this. The splits are going to take a while. Some of these poses, they're going to take time. Honoring where you are, knowing that you get so many benefits from just a halfway split. If we're into this pose, we roll those shoulders back. Maybe draw those arms up, scissor those hips, press to the top of the back foot. The back foot is pointed kind of straight back. Stay here several breaths. Beautiful. Adjust my microphone here. Pressing those hands to the ground. Let's curl those back toes. Engaging the core to draw the left leg back. Come into our downward dog. Draw the right knee to the chest and the nose. Come into this runner's pose here. Good. Come to the pinky toe side of the back foot here as we internally rotate the back leg. You can either have the fingertips or palm to the ground, directly under the shoulder with that left hand. Draw that right arm up, belly towards the spine. Grow this mid-thoracic twist. Mid-thoracic twist and little internal rotation of that back leg. Stay here several breaths. Gently lowering the left knee. So we're going to play around with clasping outer edge of the foot. Drawing the heel towards the buttocks. Feeling that release of the quadriceps. Gently release. Send those hips back. Press through the heel of that extended leg. Good. Here we are, halfway splits. Either we have the blocks on either side, if that helps us dive in a little bit deeper, kind of outside the knee here. Draw the sternum and the chest forward. Good. Draw length in the spine. This is where the right heel leads the way here. Leads the way. Good. Hips stay where they are. The right leg leads the way. And let's explore the splits wherever we are, knowing that this is a journey, not a destination for many of us. We're just working on ourselves here. The back foot is pointed straight back. The middle toe is really straight back. The foot's not splayed in. We're scissoring those hips. Once we get into Anamanasana, we roll those shoulders back. Eventually, we draw those arms up. The splits, to make it easier, we can point the foot or keep it a little bit flexed, makes it a little bit more challenging. Continue to scissor those hips and draw the belly towards the spine. Gently release, hands to the hips. Press the palms into the ground. Tuck the back toes. Draw that right heel back. Good. Engage the core here as we come out of this pose. Find our way into downward facing dog. Heels a little closer towards the ground. Continue to firm those thighs. Breathe into this release of the entire body. Love and gratitude. Walk, gazing, let's gaze between the hands here. And let's walk the hands and the feet towards one another at the same time. Inhale, brief halfway lift. Feel the tailbone come up, sternum and chest forward. Exhale, brief forward fold. Neck is long. Gently bend those knees, swan dive up, upward salute. Exhale, gratitude, hands heart-centered. Beautiful, guys. I'm going to adjust this block here. Standing back bend, Anavitasana. This is a form of a standing back bend. The feet are going to be about mat width apart. We're going to rotate those big toes in. This is energizing. We are opening our chest. We are opening our heart. being more receptive here to spine health, but also gratitude, cultivating, growing gratitude. Connection, spiritual growth with the world. Here we are, we're taking those hands, fingers coming kind of towards those heels here, to the lower back here. We're pressing the tailbone down, the legs are strong, we're rolling those shoulders back. Gaze up, look up, gently lower the head with the support of the neck here. Lead with the upper and the middle back, hips pressing forward, chest expanding, opening the chest, opening the heart. Inhale and rise, neck and head last. Hands heart centered. We're going to explore this a little bit more. Just do you. Even if you go back just a couple inches, we're still energizing. We're opening the heart. We're challenging ourselves. Here we are pressing that tailbone down again. Good. Broaden the collarbones right away. Legs are strong. Rotate those big toes in slightly. Feet mat width apart. Gaze up and look up. Gently, with the support of the neck, lead with the upper and the middle back here. Opening the chest, opening the heart. Gently come back up. Neck and head last. Gently release. Sometimes I like to take my hands and just cultivate the heart here. Cultivate love. Cultivate gratitude. Coming together. We're going to explore this again. We can keep our hands right where we are. Maybe we want to grow the pose and walk the hands back, maybe down the thighs, eventually to the calves. Press that tailbone down. The back bend comes in the upper and the middle back. Gaze up. Lead with the upper and the middle back. Walk those hands down, maybe to the calves. Keep those hips pressing forward. Open the chest. Open the heart. Hand by the sacrum here, by the hips here. Neck and head last. Inhale love, exhale gratitude. Maybe make a heart sign here by the heart. Kinesthetically feel it, own it, believe it. The journey of the yoga postures. Press the sacrum down. Let's do this again. Press the tailbone down. Inhale, gaze up. On the exhale, gently lower the head with the support of the neck. And maybe dive in a little bit lower. Walk the hands lower. Expand across the heart. Open the chest. Open the heart. Hands back by the hips here. Neck and head last. Gently release. Let's draw the feet together. Let's neutralize the spine just a bit. Draw the belly towards the spine. I want you to kind of posteriorly tilt. Draw the tailbone under. Inhale, draw those arms up. Hollow hold. Hands to the heart. Good. Way to neutralize the spine. Let's do one more. Draw those arms up, belly towards the spine. Posteriorly tilt. Draw the tailbone under just a bit. A little front hollow body hold. Exhale, hands heart center. Moving with integrity. Oops. My microphone came off again. Coming to the center of the mat, let's journey this together. The feet come together, moving gracefully. Inhale, love. Draw those arms up. Exhale, gratitude. Swan dive down, hands under the shoulders. We're going to come into a tippy toe malasana. We're going to releve up on the balls of the feet. On the exhale, we're gently lowering those hips towards those heels. Good. We're going to stay right where we are. Some of us might dive in a bit deeper and walk those hands back in line with those heels. Continue to kind of squeeze those inner thighs to get together. Forehead towards the knees, chin to the chest. And even awaken, utilize the Mula Bandha, the pelvic hip floor muscles, just a bit as we reflect within here. In the breath cycle, inhale love, exhale gratitude. Doing small things with great love. Gently lower the heels. Live with love, act with love, love with intention. Here we are in Dandasana. If you notice that you are having a hard time sitting up straight, if you tend to slump, this is when sitting on a blanket, sitting on a pillow, sitting on a block, under those sitting bones can help kind of shift that pelvis forward. So I invite you to do that. Here we are in Dandasana. Let's draw the hands by the sides. Danda means staff, the spine here. Sitting nice and tall, rolling those shoulders back. Legs are straight and engaged, outer edges of the feet towards us. Exploring this well-rounded flow, we're going to widen the legs a bit and honoring where we are, and that's okay. And again, if we need to kind of pause the video, get a little pillow and sit on that, that works. We're going to keep the left leg extended. We're going to explore revolved head of the knee pose. This again is coming into this lateral flexion of the spine. This provides release, especially in this QL area of the lower spine, which sometimes can cause us back pain. We're going to draw, as I mirror you here, your right heel towards the midline, the sole of the foot towards the upper thigh here on the inside. The knee is rotating back, outer edge of the foot towards us. Almost like extended angle here. We're going to inhale. Let's take the right hand, kind of left hand and shoulder on the inside of the left leg. Draw that right arm up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Maybe we can go a little bit further into this pose. Eventually, I'm taking this right hand to this left foot, drawing my left hand inside here and growing this revolved head of the knee. Trying to soften the shoulders here, drawing the heart towards the sky. Using the breath to deepen this rotation, this lateral release. Inhale and rise. Extend your right leg here as I mirror you here. Here we are in a little Konasana shape. We're going to draw the left heel towards us. Nothing is wrong with just meeting ourselves where we are. Inhale, create length. Draw the right hand on the inside, left arm up. Just meeting ourselves where we are, feeling, sending the breath to release that left side body. Eventually continue to grow the pose. Taking the left hand outside of the right foot here, drawing the right hand inside, growing this revolved head of the knee. Heart towards the sky. Continue to feel that release of the left side body. Use the breath to dive in just a bit deeper. Inhale and rise. Beautiful. Extending the left leg. Here we are into a Konasana shape. Outer edges of the feet come towards us. Feel this release in the adductors. Meeting ourselves where we are. This is where sometimes sitting on the pillow can help us. Walking the hands down, meeting ourselves where we are, but keep those knees rotated back. If you have the ability to walk those hands lower, I've been working on this so I can pancake a little bit lower, but wherever you are, breathe into that. Feel that release of the adductors. Rotate those knees back. Some of you might be able to take a yoga grip, the thumb and index fingers to the big toes. Continue to draw the chin forward. Feel that release of the adductors, lengthening of the spine. Inhale and rise. Good. Come back to Dandasana. Seated nice and tall. Inhale, draw those arms up. Draw length in the spine. Exhale, gratitude. Hands heart-centered. Reflecting back on your intention. Gently preparing for our Shavasana here. Let's gently kind of bend the knees here and have the palms facing each other as we're sitting here. And let's roll back one vertebrae at a time, preparing for our Shavasana. One last stretch the arms and the legs out. And begin to settle down into the Shavasana. You've worked hard. I want you to enjoy this. Relax the palms, relax the feet. Let everything go. The breath is just the natural breath in your Shavasana. Reflecting back on the many gifts of love, the challenge of maybe changing those negative thinking patterns. Live, act, and create intentional love. Gratitude is a work of the heart, a gift you each deserve. Let everything go in the Shavasana. Reflecting back on the meaning of yoga, the light in me. The light in me shines and finds the light in others. Let everything go. I'm going to stay here a while. Open heart, open mind.